Well, good morning, everybody. It's Vicki. I'm over at my terrace house. I wanted to come over here and catch some somewhat early morning video. It's about 8:30 a.m. I was hoping to catch these 4 o'clocks open, but I mean, some of them are. I just don't have a lot like I did last year. I guess maybe I need to add seed every year, even though they do reseed. Over here you can see I cut down. That was where the sorry, blinking, that really tall hollyhocks. That was where that really tall hollyhock plant was, and it was all to seed and looking old, so I cut that down. But anyway, these are not really open on this side, so that's kind of a bummer, because I have to be here even earlier, which is probably not going to happen until I'm living here again. But anyway, I was here yesterday and I pulled all the grass and weeds out of this bed, and then, like I said, I cut this down. I cut back my grapevine again so that it's just really short, with just the grapes hanging down. I'm liking that a lot more. Sorry about the plane. You want to see it? We live fairly close to the airport. Anyway, I'm liking the grapevine a lot more now that I'm keeping it really short. So maybe I will continue to leave it up in years to come. We'll have to see. All right, but anyway, moving on. You can see the potato vines are completely full, especially this one. Jeez. And then also my, what is this called? Vinca, I believe, Vinca vine. This is getting pretty thick and full, which is nice. It completely covers up this corner where it's, you know, missing a stone. So, I can't remember if I posted a video. I remember taking a short video about how I decided to add lavender. I found this lavender on super discount. So, and I felt like the cat's mint wasn't quite filling out as much as I had wanted in this area. Gosh, I gotta unbury this. Hang on. These potato vines. I just don't want it completely swamping that cat mint. Okay, sorry about that. Anyway, so now I have like cat mint lavender, which is looking good, I think. My purple prince starting to look really nice. This is when I start really enjoying it, when we get to this stage. Too bad it takes until like mid-July though for it to look good. And this hibiscus here, still no open blooms. We do have one that is about to open. It'll probably be open maybe today. What else do we got? This is where I had cut back that pink yarrow, and you know, just takes a little time for it to grow back out again, but we should get another bloom on that before the end of the season. The black-eyed Susans are fully in bloom. That's Walker's Low catmint there behind it. And then over here, the taller purple plant is the Russian sage. Right here in between is a white Veronicastrum, I think is what it's called. I feel like it's Veronicastrum. And then if you look right to the left of that, there's another white plant. And that, I believe, is World Milkweed. Again, I'm sorry about the planes. Anyway, World Milkweed, I believe, is what that is called. Has very thin thread type leaves. Right here we can see my Baptisia, which did not bloom this year, but I guarantee you that will bloom next year, because this was its second year, I want to say. So next year we should get a nice big bloom. The lamb's ear hedge or border is looking really nice. This kind of just green, clumpy looking one that I'm looking at right now is the goldenrod. And then we move in over here to where most of my coneflowers are. And I have some purple salvia in there. You can also see my pink hardy hibiscus right there that does have open blooms. This is similar, you know, almost the same color blooms as this one down here gets, but that one down there has more of like a reddish dark green foliage, whereas this one has more of a limey green foliage. Oh, look, I have dahlias opening. It's my white dahlias here. So those are really pretty. I'm not sure of the name. I'm not really good about saving the tags and all that stuff. I just see them and they're pretty and I get them. Here, let me get back out of here. Sorry. This plant, again, I really don't know what this is. I want to say it's thyme, some sort of thyme maybe, but it's quite tall. It's like 2.5 feet tall probably, but it's just gorgeous. I moved this from, I had it planted up in front of my front porch and it was much smaller, and I don't remember planting it. It was probably last year, and I transplanted it down here this spring thinking that it was some purple sage, and then actually once it started growing out, I was like, oh, this is not sage, I don't think, unless it's like some small leafed type. I don't know, guys. This is what the flowers look like. And it does have bees kind of all over it, so it's attractive to pollinators. Here's some of my little daisies that are kind of reblooming after they've been cut back. Here's my purple pincushion flowers. I just love these. I think I'm gonna add more, maybe just kind of continue filling this out a little bit more in this empty space here with more of those next year, or I don't know, in the fall if I see some on clearance or whatever. Here's the purple ditch lilies that are, not purple, why do I always do that? Orange ditch lilies that will be coming out probably this fall when I'm back in the house, or at the latest next spring, and being replaced with something else. But this is what they end up looking like. They're not quite fully open for the day yet because it is so early, but they are really quite beautiful. Just as I said before, they get invasive in our area, so I need to get them out. Here's my other hardy hibiscus that has the pinkish red, wine color, whatever you want to say, flowers. Looking pretty cool. And then over here, just kind of a collection of different foliage things that I like. The artemisia, the sweet potato vines, 2 different colors. This is called winter euonymus, I think, wintergreen euonymus. And then this is just a clump of sage that was like a cutting from that clump. I'll probably, I don't know if I'll move this because I really like the contrast between these and also this. So I might just end up leaving this here, but we'll see. I also love this sedum. I wish I knew which one this was. It's one of my favorite. Okay, and then down here I have just kind of a repeat of the lavender cat's mint, lavender cat's mint, lavender cat's mint. Same as on the other side. This one is getting a little bit encroached on here, but these were this kind of lavender that have like the fat top on them. I don't remember what kind that is. It's not my favorite type, to be honest with you, but it was on clearance and it was so cheap I couldn't pass it up. And it's, you know, I love the lavender smell, so even though it's not the exact flower type that I preferred, it's still pretty cool. Sorry, I'm picking a weed here. So I haven't been over at this house a lot. The past couple of weeks I've been busy at my work garden because I was finally able to start planting stuff up there. And I'm going to be going over there here after I do this video and planting a bunch of stuff over there. So then I will show you an update after I do that, because to be honest with you, right now my work garden looks absolutely hideous, but I'll explain why when I'm up there. It was kind of multiple things, but it all had to do with the lawn people not really doing what I wanted them to do, and then it turning out not great because they didn't do what I wanted them to do. Anyway, it's fixable, so I'm not going to stress about that. But I just wanted to document this while it's looking so gorgeous. We are in high summer. What is today? I think it's June 15th maybe. And this is what the garden is looking like right now. I'm really happy with these first two terraces. So last year at this time of year, I was like, oh, I'm so happy with the bottom terrace. And then my goal was to get the middle terrace kind of under control and get all the grass and weeds out and get it planted and, you know, with enough plants that they're suppressing that growth and stuff. And I feel like I'm finally at that point with this middle terrace. The top terrace up there, I don't know if you can see from here, but it's full of grass and weeds and stuff. So now that's my next, you know, kind of battle. But with as much as I have going on in my life and with my work garden now taking up some of my time as well, that upper terrace right there, I'm just not even really going to worry about that until I'm back in the house. So that's going to be like probably a next spring thing, maybe this fall, but I don't know that we're going to get back into our house by October because, you know, the ridiculous delays that we've been encountering this whole time still going on. I sent kind of a not very nice email to the builders, asking them some questions, and they have not replied to me yet. It's been 3 days. So I did send it on a Saturday, and today is Tuesday. But if I don't hear from them soon, my next stop is going to be a visit to the office and just be like, look, I know we've had some issues arise that were not your fault. And sometimes it's a matter of waiting for the city to approve things and stuff like that. But there is no way that all of these delays that have happened are normal, and that, you know, I don't understand why they couldn't have had people here working on other things while we were waiting for this or that to get approved. Like, why is there still been trash sitting in my yard for months on end? Like, that could have been removed. You know, you guys could have like worked on some other part of the house that's not part of the redesign or part of the new construction. I don't know. I'm just saying there's things that should have been done in the meantime to make this go faster, and nobody is here ever. Every time I come over here, nobody's ever here. And my neighbors remind me all the time that they would have fired these people a long time ago. And my concern is that they already have a third of the money of the total cost of what it's going to take to replace or fix this place, you know? And if I decide to fire them and hire some different company, how much of that money am I going to get back? And then am I going to have to fight them in court to get the money back? And, you know, I don't want to delay things even further. So I'm trying to just be patient, and eventually we're going to get back in our house and it's going to all be worth it. But right now, I'm feeling really used and abused, to be frank. So, sorry. Let me just stop griping about that, though. Here's the shade garden. I have not done any weeding or mulching in this area, so it doesn't look great. But again, my time is kind of focused in other areas right now, so. The ferns I transplanted over there are doing okay, though. My Annabelle hydrangeas are doing okay back there. I even have some phlox back there that's doing okay, that despite the fact that I planted it in a way too shady spot. I need to actually transplant that phlox here pretty soon. And then I have some more ferns back there that don't look like they're doing all that well. I might go ahead and transplant those to my work garden, because I'm about to go to the work garden, like I said, after I finish this video. I just wanted to get an update because it's been a while since I've updated you guys on this garden. And I showed you that I had removed all these bushes, right? All of these hydrangea shrubs that used to run along the front of this wall. Those have all been moved to my work garden. Look at how big my smoke bush is now. This dark foliage plant right here is the smoke bush, which is a native plant for us, I'm pretty sure. And beginning of this year, it was about maybe a third of that height or less. These grow remarkably fast, but this is something that was knocked down by the tree last year, so it basically got knocked all the way down to the ground and had to regrow again. So that's how much it's grown since this time last year. I'm gonna walk around this way because those cosmos have taken over my path. So you're probably noticing a lot of weeds in this area. I do need to get in here and get that done. So today is Tuesday. I'm planning to go to my work garden and get quite a lot done over there. And then I'm going to do a video at the work garden for you to kind of show you where I'm at. And look at this. This is a verbascum mullein plant, and that is still going to bloom this year, which is crazy because all my ones on the front are already done. But this is a more shaded area than the front, so I guess it's just behind them. Look at all my pretty coneflowers. So many blooms to come on this. Sorry, I think I just forgot what I was talking about. Probably just that I really need to get in here and weed. And oh look, I can see that deer have been eating these violets. Do you see how they're all chomped down? Anyhow, let me finish my point. Today is Tuesday. I'm going to go to my work garden. I'm going to get a lot done. I'm going to post a video over there to show you guys what's happening over there. And then my next days off are Friday and Saturday of this week. And I'm planning to come back over here and tackle all of these areas where I have like crabgrass growing in, and oh my gosh, it's really bad over here. Just get this whole area under control. And then also my top terrace bed and the bed in front of the porch is another area that really needs attention. Over here I have some daylilies. I don't have any pretty blooms to show you at the moment, unfortunately, but they're kind of like a peach color. Sometimes the deer get these as well. I don't see any blooms on my Saffron Druin. You remember I cut that back? It's already growing out again. That's a really, really voracious, I think that's the right word, growing rose. My Blue Moon Juniper back there is so pretty. I want more of that color evergreen to add to my wall here, the silvery colors I love, to do some more screening between my house and the neighbor's house. This is the butterfly weed. I'm always guessing at what type this is, and I feel like I don't really know what I'm talking about. It's either just the common or maybe the fancy. I'm not really sure, but here, show you a close-up of some flowers. So I remember seeing the ones that had like the pink with the white in the middle and thinking those were the fancy ones, but then I saw a close-up of common milkweed and it also looked like that. So who knows? There's probably no difference. It's like a cultivar. And then this right here is my silver buffalo berry shrub, which is a native plant. And again, I like it because of its kind of silver coloring. This doesn't really do anything cool. If you have a male and female type, it will berry. They'll get berries, but I don't. So unless there happens to be another one of these growing nearby, I don't think I'll ever see berries on it, but that's okay because I just like it for its foliage anyway. My little 9-bark that the deer eat all the time, I should probably move that. Like, it's survived for like 3 or 4 years now, but that's how small it stays because they just continually eat it. This was an arborvitae, just like that one down there, but the deer or something killed the top part of it, so I just cut off the top and just left it, and this is what it's growing like. And I just decided I don't really care if it's not the right shape. It's still an evergreen and it still looks pretty, so might as well just leave it. Obviously have some bearded iris over there. Okay, so that pretty much covers it for my little garden. Isn't it pretty how this silvery foliage is against that? Like, that's why I love this color so much, because planted in amongst regular green colors, it's just stunning. I can't wait for our obedient plant to flower. We have all the budding going on, so it won't be long at all now, and we should get nice big blooms. I do have a lot of cosmos blooming. Beautiful cosmos. Okay, well, I guess that does it, you guys. I gotta get over to my work garden and then I'll do another video from over there. So I'll talk to you shortly.